And we are live. Hello and welcome everyone. I am Tech Chariot and I'm bringing you another set in the King of Ireland tournament. Today we are looking at Zagaluke versus Tipe in the Silver Division. Let's have a look at the seeding. So here is my fellow clanmate Tipe, around 1243 calculated ELO, and he is in the Silver Division with Zagaluke here, who is approximately 1400. So Zagaluke has about 150 ELO estimated on Tipe, perhaps a little bit more. However, we'll see if Tipe can still give Zagaluke a run for his money. Certainly the underdog Tipe is, but hopefully we will get a competitive set between these two, and who knows, maybe we'll even get an upset. Similar to the one that we saw between Benguti and Wizanatic. In terms of Civ Draft, here we are. Tipe has selected the Indians, the Britons, the Poles, the Goths, the Byzantines, the Portuguese, the Ethiopians, and the Slavs. And Zagaluke has selected the Spanish, Mongols, Japanese, Sicilians, Tatars, Italians, Malians, and Magyars. Now, Zagaluke sniping the choice of Poles from Tipe, and Tipe sniping Spanish from Zagaluke. The first game of any set is Irish Arabia. So let's begin. In the north we have Zagaluke playing as the Red Mongols, and in the south we have Tipe playing as the Blue Indians. Oh no, finish the house, Tipe. There he goes, he's finishing it. So Mongols versus Indians. First of all, let's talk maps. Zagaluke has a really nice map. He's got a safe secondary gold back here. He's got his primary gold sort of off to the side. The biggest deal with Zagaluke's map, perhaps the largest issue, something that he'll have to address, is that if Tipe towers this wood line right here, he can deny Zagaluke's stone, all of it, his primary stone and his secondary stone. Irish Arabia, of course, being known to be a little bit different from traditional Arabia in that the wood lines are very thin, but there are more of them. So it makes archers a little bit stronger and it nerfs scouts, at least early game. However, because the map is so open, scouts become quite a bit more powerful late game. Tipe's map, Tipe also has forward stone, but his gold is at least back. Tipe is going to have to come over here to build his lumber camp. This is probably the best wood line here for Tipe. Tipe finding his sheep. All the secondary sheep, the two patches of sheep, I should say groups of 2 sheep, are outside this ring of trees, and there is a primary group of sheep, of 4 sheep, that starts very close to your town center. The deer are also close. Tipe has actually pushed in a deer already. The deer are quite close, so you should definitely push them in on this map. Zagaluke is doing the same, making sure to keep his town center working. Mongols take deer meat very quickly, so he will have an advantage there. They actually take deer and boar meat very quickly. Zagaluke is coming out to bring in this boar. The boars are generally backward on this map. I don't want to say backward, like the boars are technologically uncivilized. Although that's probably true too. Hence the expression casting pearls before swine. But I mean that the boars are in the back of the base, so it's harder to lame. Players generally start a little bit further apart on this map. Gotta leave space for the beautiful EIRE branding and the Celtic knots. So it'll be interesting to see what these players choose. Let's talk about the Civ matchup now. Mongols have fantastic cavalry archers, as do the Indians, but they do cavalry archers in different ways. That is to say that Mongols and Indians are both cavalry archer civilizations, but they go about it differently. Mongols have more of an emphasis on the damage output of their cavalry archers. This is manifest in their bonus of cavalry archers firing faster, as well as in their unique unit, which is the Mangadai, which has an insanely high damage output for an archer. Mongols have not as great cavalry options besides that. They do have extra health on their hussars and their steppe lancers, but those mounted units, all the Mongolian mounted units, are missing the final armor upgrade. So this means that they are generally going to be better against all units except archers, but they'll be better against pikemen and other units that are designed to counter them. But they're not as good against archers because Archers get Bracer and Chemistry in the Imperial Age late game, and those two technologies are very devastating against a civilization which does not get the final armor for, well, any type of unit, be it cavalry or infantry or even archers, but especially cavalry. So Indians are a little bit different. Indians are also a cavalry archer civilization. They get all the cavalry archer upgrades, the whole Parthian tactics, heavy cav archer, etc. But the Indian unique unit is seen by the game as a cavalry archer, and it is the elephant archer. Zagaluke is coming forward to check out and see what Tipe is up to. Tipe mining gold with a single villager. This is telling me Drush. Oh no, okay. So we got 2 villagers here building a mining camp, and so we know it's going to be man-at-arms from Tipe, which is an interesting choice. Certainly not expected from Indians. Now, of course, Zagaluke is already on his way up. He's doing an 18 pump, probably Mongolian scouts build. His lumber camp is forward, which tells me that he is not that afraid of Tipe, and he plans to end this really early. So he is chasing Tipe now, but Tipe is going to be in trouble here because Zagaluke is going to reach the feudal age and get extra speed and attack with his scout. So what was I saying anyway? Ah yes, Indians. Indians do cavalry archers differently. Their cavalry archers are bigger, tankier. Those elephant archers are devastating. But I would say overall the elephant archers take a lot longer to get to. They're more resource intensive than Mangadai. And who knows, they may not even be better than Mangadai. I mean, they're probably better than Mangadai in the late term because they just have so much health that the extra damage output of those Mangadai doesn't matter. But what's most important is that the Indians also emphasize camels. And the camels are really good. They've got excellent pierce armor. And they are better for tearing down skirmishers and other ranged units than Mongolian cavalry. What is this? She has walled herself outside. That is unfortunate. Tipe, come on in. Here he comes. Oh, is Tipe about to lose a villager here? He's going to have to pull this back. She does have loom, but Tipe needs to go to his town center. This is a dead villager. So Tipe is sending another villager to build this wall, but you can bet that Zagaluke is going to take the hill and micro it. So we can see 1400 versus 1200 right here. Tipe sending more villagers to deal with that, to fight off that scout. This villager is wounded. These scouts are in. Tipe cannot wall out the Mongolian scouts. This might be a short game. Tipe starts building this wall, and he's got a spearman out, and Zagaluke has already killed 2 villagers with his Mongolian scout rush. Otherwise, Tipe has walled up completely. We hope for Tipe's sake, at least. Tipe is a member of our clan, so we're definitely hoping for him to do well, to represent us well. And there has been a hole in the woodline. Disaster. 3rd villager is about to go down. House is being built to prevent more scouts from flooding in. How did that lady... Okay, no, she goes down as well. So Zagaluke has gotten 3 kills, which is unfortunate for Tipe. Tipe patching that hole now. In terms of idle time, Zagaluke at 1:25 and Tipe at 1 minute. So Tipe actually having 25 seconds less idle time than Zagaluke means that he's only 2 villagers behind instead of 3, and we see that reflected in the villager count here. Tipe keeping his town center working, and he has finally walled out Zagaluke. So Zagaluke electing to go for fast scouts. Get some early damage in on Tipe. In general, we don't see many people go scouts on this map, but we're pleased to see Zagaluke try something and have it work out for him. Something different, I should say, something that's generally considered not meta or to be a good idea. And I was always kind of curious, can Mongols actually do a lightning fast scout rush on this map and have it work? And it looks like he did still get some damage in. Tipe's going to wall this. Again, though, we're not... By no means are we rooting here for Zagaluke, although I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything, but Tipe is our clanmate. So we have to be unashamedly biased in his favor. So what now? I think if you're Zagaluke, you stop making scouts. And indeed, he is no longer making scouts. And I think it's just going to be a competition to see who gets to Castle Age first. Although I think that is going to be Tipe. Tipe clicked up to Feudal Age on a later pop. He had more villagers working as he was advancing to the Feudal Age. So in resources, he's going to be ahead of Zagaluke. Zagaluke on the prowl, looking for another overchop. Looking to force Tipe into building more houses to keep these scouts out. Tipe's spearmen are following. See, we've got 4 scouts here, so 3 spearmen will be able to deal with that, no problem. A blacksmith coming down for Tipe as he chases Zagaluke off. Blacksmith coming down for Zagaluke now. He has just found these 2 sheep. He didn't really need them as Mongols. Mongols prefer to take their hunted meat, but it's 200 food, right? It'll help. And so Tipe should be clicking up to the next age any minute now. Zagaluke is in a similar situation. Both players are doing pretty well, I think, in terms of balancing their economy. We got the scouts pecking away at this house over here, so Tipe is going to come chase him down. And Zagaluke has clicked up to the Castle Age. Tipe will not be far behind him. Tipe getting wheelbarrow first. Okay. And Zagaluke getting gold mining. So Tipe is used to this kind of abuse all the time from high-level players. I disagree with this wall off here. I think Zagaluke should wall to the edge of the map. Maybe he hasn't scouted it. Well, he hasn't scouted it, but, I mean, there's not any unbuildable terrain here. There's no reason he can't do that. But it just might not be in his mental space. He might just be thinking, this is what I've explored, I need to wall this off. Make sure that Tipe can't get in here with a raid and undo my hard work. So Tipe gets wheelbarrow and clicks up to the Castle Age immediately afterward. He is going to be about a minute and a half behind Zagaluke. So Tipe is going to have to do some major quick walling, or not quick walling, but just he's going to have to keep Zagaluke out. Zagaluke is getting bloodlines now. This is telling me that Zagaluke is interested in more aggression early game. Tipe is putting down a couple of stables. So Tipe probably going to go camels. I'm not sure what the plan was from Tipe. Did Tipe want to just FC this? I thought he was going to go Man-at-Arms. It looked like he had a 22-pop Man-at-Arms build put together. Zagaluke is Castle Age. Let's see what he does with it. Knights. Of course, everybody does Knights. Knights are so powerful. They're just a very population-efficient, great unit. And Zagaluke is still walling this gold out. Just walled to the edge of the map. Zagaluke adding a second town center on a wood line here. Knights are rolling out across the field. Not rolling, but running. And he has 3 more in queue. Tipe getting the first armor for cavalry. And he's got a couple of ranges coming down now, too. So whatever Tipe does, I'm not really sure what it's going to be, but whatever he does, it's going to be an all-in. He had 2 stables down, now he has 2 ranges down. So what is the plan here, Tipe? Tipe's going to need to wall this space as well. Yeah, he is. So he's getting upgrades for archers now. He has a camel out. And the good news for Tipe is he's never going to be housed. Tipe building another house here, just for good measure. Getting the speed upgrade for cavalry. Got 6 on gold. So Tipe has me confused, you guys. I'm completely stumped. I don't know what it's going to be. Zagaluke has elected to slowly boom and do some knight pressure, it looks like. Although he's got 3 camels out, so just a big cavalry battle. I think is what Zagaluke wants. Tipe's Spearman here, going to chase this. Zagaluke is going to fight this. Take a little bit of damage, but then Tipe won't have Spearman anymore. Tipe adding a farm town center. A second town center here that is not on any resources and is not protecting any resources. I disagree with this town center. I think it would be better to build a town center on a resource pile somewhere, but the inside of this circle is quite hilly, and the outside of Tipe's base is not secure, so I do understand why he's building it here. I just think Tipe would be better off investing his resources into making military, taking some map control, and then putting the town centers down that he wants. He's repairing this barracks. So Zagaluke trying to get in, but Zagaluke is not really committed, right? Zagaluke could be coming forward, building a siege workshop, wanting to tear down these buildings, but he's just attacking with the knights just because they're here, they exist. He sees Tipe's camels and backs away. Tipe is going to let the camels out and then build the gate over here. It's getting the attack. Does Tipe have the armor? No, he doesn't. You got to get the armor first. Armor is more important than attack. So Zagaluke doesn't want to fight this. He's afraid of the Indian camels. He is getting iron casting himself. So what's the goal here? Is the goal here to just outnumber Tipe? Continues to mass. He's 2 town centers, and he has 1 2 stable. So 2 TC, 2 stable, quite common. Okay, now that Tipe's taken map control, he's adding a 3rd town center on this gold. I really like this town center. And Tipe seeks to boom. So Tipe will get ahead if he's able to produce from all 3 of these town centers consistently, and Zagaluke allows it. Zagaluke does have more production buildings than Tipe, though. So Tipe needs to be careful that his military does not get too dramatically outnumbered. Right now, Zagaluke is at 24 military to Tipe's 10. So Zagaluke could pick a really unfortunate fight here for Tipe. But Zagaluke has not discovered this town center yet. I'm just worried that Zagaluke is going to give up over here, decide to come over here, see Tipe's town center, see the overchop, run in, kill a bunch of villagers under Tipe's town center while Tipe fights in with his own camels. That's what I think is going to, or what could happen for Tipe, which would be unfortunate. Both players doing a good job spending their resources, I've got to say, especially Tipe. He's got pretty good macro. Tipe's micro is not, he's not known for his micro. But when it comes to macro, Tipe's pretty good at keeping everything working. Oh. No, there was a hole in the wall. Alright, so Zagaluke is in on Tipe. Tipe's camels are in pursuit. Can't really get a good fight. And here we are. So Zagaluke is in and looking to raid. Do some damage. He is tied with Tipe in terms of villagers. The Indian camels are following. Does Tipe have the 2nd armor on them yet? No, unfortunately not. He's outnumbered too. He's outnumbered and the camels are going down. So Tipe is now in trouble. The 2nd armor is coming in for Zagaluke. Tipe managing to wall this out, quick wall, but the knights are in. And some villagers are going to go down. Is this Zagaluke deciding to spare the villagers? Zagaluke's force is getting kind of raided here. Tipe is sort of whittling him down. Does Tipe still only have production on 1? No, he's still doing 2 stable camels. Okay, he does outnumber Zagaluke now. So Zagaluke is probably going to pick on these villagers. Tipe sees it. Pulls them in. And Zagaluke is at 65 villagers to Tipe's 57, despite the fact that Tipe is on 3 town centers and Zagaluke is only on 2. So Zagaluke making more knights. He's got 6 knights in queue and 6 on the field. He is remassing here. Tipe says, I don't want to fight that, no thank you. Or some of Tipe's military doesn't want to fight that. So the KD is really good for Zagaluke. He has killed 10 and lost 2 for economy. And overall, he's killed 36 and lost 28. So knights are better at tanking town center arrow fire. So Tipe needs to fight this. Do either of these players have +2 armor? Yes, Zagaluke has +2, but I don't think Tipe does. No, Tipe still does not have +2 armor. This is killing Tipe. With +2 armor, he would be very far ahead. Tipe's been taken off of gold. Where is... I guess he's on gold over here. He's got 1,000 food now. Tipe, sell some food. Queue up some camels. He has 1 lonely military unit on the field somewhere. Okay, Tipe is building a 3rd stable. Tipe with 1,400 food and 54 gold. Zagaluke has been using the market. I don't think Tipe has been. Tipe has 10 villagers in queue and 46 villagers total. He's building another archery range. He has not finished this stable. So I think the pressure here is getting to Tipe. Most of his economy is idle at this point. He's queued up 14 villagers, and he has 45. Zagaluke with nearly twice the villager count and all the military on the field. Tipe has no military, and this is GG. Not unless Tipe can suddenly close this off and reboom, but this town center is about to be destroyed by knights. Zagaluke has added a 3rd town center here. These villagers are all just fleeing in this direction to give Tipe time to wall everything out. So Zagaluke at 37 minutes into the game has 95 villagers. And just walks right in. There's another hole in the wall. Tipe doesn't see it. And with that, Tipe calls the GG. This hole in the wall is like a nail in the coffin. But Tipe had the resources to make more military, just didn't. Which is unfortunate. But well played from both players. So with that, let's go on to the next map. It is Glendalough. Tipe is playing as the Portuguese, and Zagaluke is playing as the Japanese. So in the upper left, we have Zagaluke. He is red, and in the lower right, we have Tipe as blue. So Glendalough is different from a standard Arabia map in that there are 2 ponds, 2 lakes, if you will, 2 bodies of water in the center. One has many shore fish, and the other has many deep fish. I don't want to say many. It's not a lot of fish, but it's significant. So we've seen players do all kinds of things. We've seen players build docks. We've seen players be Indians and come down here and mill the shore fish, or not even be Indians and come down here and mill the shore fish. So the meta for this map is not well understood, and that's what makes it interesting. Let's talk about these civilizations. Japanese for Zagaluke and Portuguese for Tipe. Japanese are a fantastic hybrid civ, in my opinion. They have cheaper camps, they've got fishing ships with extra health, they've got really good infantry that attack faster. So I love Japanese. Japanese are great for Pike Siege pushes. I can see Zagaluke walling this off, and then Pike Siege pushing through the center of the map down here, and securing these neutral golds, which will come into relevance later as gold on the map runs out. There's not a lot of gold on this map, so these neutral golds will become more important in time. There are free sheep here and a free scout. If you want to take the time to batter this fence down, they can be yours. So Tipe is building his starting lumber camp on the big wood line. Zagaluke will be doing the same. Otherwise, the resources are the same as any other map. 2 boar, 8 sheep, etc., etc. Oh, but no deer either. I should mention that. There are neutral deer up here, and I guess players do start close enough to where they can push them in if they really wanted to. The relics, there's nothing special about the relics on this map. It is monastery themed, but the relics are not collected near the monastery. We didn't want the map to be too snowbally. We wanted players to be able to collect relics from anywhere, not have to approach this monastery, raid it to get to the relics. So what will we see from Tipe? Well, Tipe loves the Portuguese. Tipe's favorite civ is easily the Portuguese. The Portuguese are great for building up, walling, turtling, and that's exactly what Tipe is really good at. So if Tipe can close this map off, if he can wall up here, take lots of stone, build lots of towers, castles, walls, etc., and build some Fetorias, he could starve Zagaluke of gold. Now, if Zagaluke is super aggressive, he can still take these golds down here, but there's still not a lot of gold on this map. So I think Portuguese could really be a great choice for their Feitoria. Tipe bringing in this boar. Here we go, that was a good boar lure. So when I designed this map, I thought, well, okay, this is an open map, but you could choose to try to play it closed if you're willing to wall. So we'll see if the players do that or if they just play it open. There are lots of small wood lines over here, which you can take once you run out of this big wood line over here. So Zagaluke is getting loom. He is going up to the... Well, he's getting loom at 20 pop. And is he going to have the resources to click? Yeah, he'll have the resources to click up. So Zagaluke is doing a 20 pop something build. I think it's scouts, but I'm not sure. I don't know what else you do at 20 pop because I'm just a 1300 to 1400 pleb. Maybe he's doing some crazy 20 pop archers build like single range or something. He is a 1400 player, so he probably knows about this kind of stuff. And Tipe continuing to wall off the map. His lumber camp is pretty close to this wall off, which could be kind of by design. Maybe Tipe wants to be able to have villagers nearby in case these walls start to get pressured, and he can wall behind. Hopefully he's found his gold over here. Let's see. Does Tipe know about that gold? Yes, he does. So since he knows about the gold, maybe he can try to wall that gold in with his base, although chances are he may just wall straight across to here, where he's already started to wall. And Tipe walling this off as well, which is super smart. So I like Tipe's walls. It's going to set him behind. Okay, so Zagaluke says, I want these sheep. So he is sacrificing some scouting time and information to recover them. Battering away at this fence. Now, in the Dark Age, the scout only has 3 attack, but in the Feudal Age, it has 5. So he has torn this fence down. Now these sheep are his, and he gets another scout, which is good for him. So he's Feudal Age. Let's see what he does with it. What building is he building? Yep, stable. So called it. Scouts. Makes sense. I didn't see him send anything over to gold, so he is going to go Japanese scouts. I think Japanese scouts are underrated. They do get bloodlines. The only thing is that Japanese don't get the final armor upgrade on their cavalry late term. But that's a long ways away. Zagaluke isn't planning for the game to last that long. He's going to be Japanese. He's going to take their eco bonuses of cheaper lumber camps and mining camps and such. He's going to use those Dark Age bonuses to make more scouts, get scouts out, kill Tipe. That's his plan. Maybe he hopes that Tipe is down here taking shorefish. Maybe he hopes Tipe has built a dock. Neither player has built a dock, though. Tipe content to just play Portuguese and wall this up to prevent Zagaluke from killing him. So here comes Zagaluke. Zagaluke is on his way with 3 scouts, but Tipe fully walled. So Zagaluke is going to need archers if he wants to get in here. And even then, he may not get in, because Tipe is very good at walling up, turtling, and keeping you out. So here we are. Zagaluke has already started on working on the wall, and Tipe is going to send a lady out here to wall behind. She's carrying 8 food. I wish she had dropped that off beforehand. And we had stone walls coming down from Tipe. Yes. Tipe has built a mining camp up here. This is an interesting mining camp. Gives him access to some gold, and he's got stone here. It's not the most efficient thing ever, but hey, saves him some wood, right? Not everyone can play as Japanese. So Zagaluke trying to get in over here. Tipe will have to build stone walls behind that. So Tipe definitely investing in the walling here. But so far it's working out for him. So far, Zagaluke hasn't gotten in. So Tipe probably planning some kind of fast castle, although Scout's eco is so good and walling is so expensive that Zagaluke will probably be up to castle age before Tipe. But if Tipe has stone walls down in most places and lots of other walls down somewhere else, or building walls down somewhere else, then even that time difference to get to castle age may not be as helpful to Zagaluke as he might hope. But there are 5 Japanese scouts here, and they cannot get in. Still, no walls from Zagaluke as he is milling these deer. But the map is Zagaluke's. He controls everything except for this rectangle in the corner. That is Tipe's domain. Tipe's got all the stone in the world back here. There is so much stone. 13 tiles of stone, and it has 350 stone in it apiece. Tipe building another house wall behind. So Tipe knows how to keep you out. So Tipe has deleted a section of wall to send these spearmen out, just to keep Zagaluke from doing too much free damage. You can't catch him, but you can still scare him away from some places. So let's take a look at their resources. Zagaluke is getting really close to clicking up. Scout's eco is just so good. You know, even if you make scouts and they can't do damage, which can happen on some of these Irish maps, I would argue Scout's eco is just so good. Oh, we got a cheeky tower here coming down from Zagaluke. What an investment. Does Tipe spot this? I don't think he does. No, Tipe has no idea that it's there. And Zagaluke has finally built a dock, so Zagaluke will be fishing here. But it is a late dock. It makes me wonder, could Zagaluke have just gone dock? Now, I know Zagaluke wanted to go scouts. He likes his scouts build. He did scouts in Irish Arabia. He's doing scouts here. So Zagaluke is definitely a scouts player, at least from what I can tell. So this tower is going to go up. It's not going to kill anything. All of Tipe's villagers here are at full health. And there's only 1 villager to garrison, so there won't be too many arrows. But had Zagaluke built this tower in a different location, maybe he would have been able to prevent Tipe from walling behind. So Tipe is going to evacuate it and probably just build another lumber camp over here. So I don't think this tower does too much for Zagaluke. I disagree with the tower. I don't think it was a good idea. Zagaluke is, however, on the way to Castle Age. Tipe is working on it. He's buying food with some excess gold. He's got 8 on gold. So I don't know if Tipe means to have 8 on gold or if they just kind of ended up there as you're busy. Because, you know, your attention is spent busy trying to wall off everything else. It's hard to micromanage all of that. So Zagaluke going scouts and getting no value from them. But he's still going to be Castle Age first because walls are ridiculously expensive now, in my opinion. And Tipe not taking any chances. He's going to stonewall behind this. I think he's got wall segments placed in... Yeah, he's got wall segments placed in front of that house, too. So Tipe wants to make sure that Zagaluke is not able to get in Castle Age. Now, to be fair, Zagaluke has not reached Castle Age yet, but Tipe probably feels like, okay, 20 pop scouts, my opponent's going to be Castle Age any minute, and I need to make sure he can't kill me. So more houses coming up from Tipe. This is walls, walls, and walls. And I like that. I respect that. Tipe has a very unique style, and I enjoy seeing it in play. Zagaluke building an awful town center right here. I mean, I get it, but build it back here somewhere so that you get access to the wood and you can build farms on this side. Because this bog terrain here is unbuildable. Just kind of like real life Glendalough. There's a little swampy, marshy area in between the two lakes, and you can't build there. So Zagaluke is maybe going to be able to build a couple farms around this, but this is mainly just a wood TC. Zagaluke's still working on these walls, trying to get in. I don't know if he's going to pressure Tipe or if he's just going to boom, feeling like he's ahead. I don't know how well Zagaluke knows Tipe either, as Tipe is building a university and a monastery. So Tipe planning on going Fast Imp into Fatoria boom. Tipe's food is looking pretty good. His gold is a little lacking. He's going to have to sell some stone, I think, to get up there. But we'll see. He has 2 villagers in queue. And Tipe building a defensive siege workshop as Zagaluke is putting up another tower. That is so annoying. So has Tipe spotted that tower? No, he is not. But Tipe, with his good habits, is going to build the siege workshop anyway. So as soon as that tower comes up, we might see a mangonel queued from... Oh no, we're going to see one anyway. So Tipe is going to throw some rocks on these guys' heads, these scouts, to keep them from battering away at these walls. Walls are fantastic, stone walls are. The reason they're so much better is not because they have more health than palisade walls, although that certainly does help. But look at this. 8 hack armor compared to a palisade walls 2. So that means that each of these scouts with 5 damage is doing one point of damage overall to these stone walls. Okay, no, we got a scorpion instead to chase these scouts away. This tower has gone up, and Tipe has left the area, sending his villagers somewhere else. I don't know where. He's got a couple of bad wood lines he could use. He's got another lumber camp there. Tipe is on his way to the Imperial Age. Zagaluke could be close. I don't know if Zagaluke wants to be close, though. He's adding another town center here. But I think Zagaluke is going to try to go Imp too. I mean, he's got the res. Nearly got the res, I should say. And he'll be Imp on 3 TCs. Zagaluke has a 15 villager lead over Tipe. He's been Castle Age longer, and he's had more town centers for longer. Monastery coming up for Zagaluke. He has 7 fishing ships. So it doesn't really look like Zagaluke... Alright, I guess he's starting to colonize this area now. But still no town centers down here. I would love to see somebody build a town center on these golds. Okay, so Zagaluke battering away at this barracks. Tipe has a monk to defend. Is he going to convert this knight? No, he does not, unfortunately. I hope that Tipe wins this so we can get to see a Game 3. So now Tipe is taking stone, he's taking gold. He is stockpiling resources for Fatorias. Tipe getting fortified wall. So it's really wants to make sure that Zagaluke does not get in. Zagaluke is indeed on his way to the Imperial Age. So Tipe hits Imp, and where are the Fatorias? Where are the Fatorias, Tipe? There they are. Tipe immediately putting down foundations of 3 Fatorias. The only thing I don't like about these Fatorias is they aren't at the top of the hill. But that's okay, because chances are if Tipe loses access to this area, he's already lost the game anyway. So 3 Fatorias is 60 population space. But these Fatorias will start trickling resources in for Tipe. And we got a castle drop coming from Zagaluke. So Tipe is probably going to get bombard cannons as soon as he can afford chemistry. He'll have access to bombard cannons. He's got 300 food now. And this is like, it's as though Tipe just added 60 villagers. Chemistry is coming in, so bombard cannons will start working on Zagaluke's castle. Zagaluke doesn't really know what to do. I mean, he can't get in. Tipe's got fortified walls. He's playing super defensively. So I think Zagaluke is a little bit out of his element in this case. But Glendalough was designed to be able to allow something like this. You could play it open, but you could also play it closed like this. We saw Ben-Gudi versus Shikso. That was a super open set. Tipe building more fortified walls. And as soon as this siege workshop, as soon as chemistry comes in, I know that Tipe is going to queue a cannon. Even though Tipe does not see this castle going up, I think the castle going up, it'll start firing at Tipe's stuff. Nope. Guess not. So Tipe does not know that that castle exists yet. But he queues the cannon anyway. Classic Tipe. Gotta make sure you have cannons just in case. Now, what are the victory conditions here? I believe the victory conditions are standard, so I don't think Tipe is going to build a wonder, but we all have to admit we'd love to see that. Tipe should build a wonder anyway, just to flex. So Tipe has built a 4th Fatoria. Fatorias have a lot of health, actually. It's quite respectable. They've got a decent amount of armor, too. 4 melee armor and 11 pierce armor. So now we have a trebuchet working on Tipe's fortified walls, so surely Tipe is going to deal with that with some cannons. And trebuchet taking a damage penalty because it's downhill from Tipe's wall. So Tipe is going to have to either send some more boys to finish walling this or repair that. But this is Tipe in his element. This is what Tipe wants to do. It's what he likes to do. And yes, trebuchet goes down to the bombard cannon. Tipe needs to get siege engineers pretty soon. I think that Portuguese have it. He's getting architecture instead so that his buildings will have more health. I would send somebody in to repair this wall. There's no reason to give up on this layer of walls just yet. It's a legitimate wall. Tipe now sieging this castle. And I think Zagaluke doesn't really know what to do. He's got over twice the villager count of Tipe if you don't include Fatorias. But this is 100 villagers here. Well, 100 villagers. You say in quotation marks because they're not really villagers. Oh my gosh, the madman. He's building another Fatoria. But this is a lot of villagers right here. Tipe is going to be pop-capped. So he's throwing down more and more houses, too. So Tipe's been completely taken off of this wood line, but he doesn't really need to be, actually. He could break these watchtowers pretty easily. Okay, he sent some people in here. Let's see if they repair this fortified wall. Tipe is rich, though. He's got so many res. And Zagaluke doesn't really know what to do. He's teching into Cavalier, Japanese Cavalier, and he's teching into Onager. So I think Zagaluke is going to try to chop through these forests. And then send a bunch of Cavalier in to raid Tipe. I don't know how that's going to work. Tipe getting bombard towers, and here it begins. So Tipe is going to build a bombard tower forest around all of his Fatorias, essentially making his economy unraidable. Bombard towers are essential for Tipe's strategy because they don't require population. So they're a great way of having a high damage output that negates high pierce armor units. That doesn't require population space, and they have a lot of health. Tipe building a 7th Fatoria. So 7 times 20 is 140. So 140 of Tipe's population is consumed by these Fatorias. And Tipe has 205 population. The Onager is cutting, and the Cavalier are on their way in. An 8th Fatoria. Oh my goodness. This is insane. What's Tipe going to even do? He's going to get murder holes. That's what he's going to do. Okay, so this Fatoria goes up. These Cavalier are going to slaughter these villagers, though. Tipe building a Bombard Tower here. And getting the range upgrades for them. So what's the plan? More Bombard Towers from Tipe. Tipe no longer pop cap thanks to the Cavalier raid. So according to this, Tipe has 1 on food and 17 on stone. Okay, Tipe has built a bunch of Bombard Towers here in the corner to protect his stone miners. Stone is very important to Tipe, and it's more efficient for him to take it than to wait for the Fatorias. Although, after the stone runs out, the Fatorias will be super helpful for Tipe. More Cavalier rushing in. Got more siege workshops coming down for Tipe. Tipe getting Arquebus to give his cannons better accuracy. And what is this? Zagaluke pathing around the cannons. Maybe he doesn't see them. Okay, the Onagers are coming in. Tipe does not have ballistics yet, so... Oh, no, he does. So the Onagers go down, and now we've got rams. Tipe is going to need cannons to deal with these rams. But Tipe just lost his cannons. So apparently, if you take a Bombard cannon and you shoot at a ram, the wood explodes and you get splinters everywhere and it does a ton of damage. However, if you take that same cannon and you put it in a tower and you give it a huge elevation advantage, because the cannon is shooting down at the ram, it only does 1 point of damage. Just funny AoE logic. So Tipe's Bombard cannon now firing and taking down the ram. So Zagaluke is going to try and dive, but these siege workshops are blocking. He backs away from the Bombard tower. Okay, and he does find his way in and snipe that ram. But these Bombard towers are no joke, and they are going to flatten Cavalier, especially Japanese Cavalier. Tipe is continuing to put up... Okay, so it looks like he got raided here in the corner. Tipe continuing to build Bombard towers, getting the next range upgrade for them. I say it also upgrades the damage, but I mean, come on, you're a freaking Bombard tower. Who cares, right? 120 plus 1 or plus 2 doesn't really matter. So it's plus 2 right now because he had fletching and then he had chemistry, and now he just got bodkin, so it's plus 3, so it's 123 instead. But the important part is the Bombard tower now has more range. And Zagaluke deciding to bail. I think he should have just knocked down this tower just for good measure. Maybe he still will. Sending more Cavalier in. Tipe wants to wall behind here. This Cavalier are going to see it and deny, though. This guy is running. I didn't mean it! Hiding behind the tree, but they find him. So we have cannons here from Tipe. These cannons are going to be critical for Tipe to destroy rams. Got more towers coming down from Tipe to keep this area safe. I don't know if Zagaluke has ever played against Tipe before, but it looks like he has not. So these Bombard cannons with 12 range are going to attack these rams and flatten them. And the cannons are going to flatten the Cavalier. So without any rams over here, these Cavalier are going to go down pretty quick to the cannons. So Zagaluke, at 160 out of 180 population, 13 military, can't seem to keep it alive. He has 148 villagers, and he's totally rich except for gold. So Zagaluke coming out across the map, sending a mob of 27 villagers to take gold over here. But his gold is, he's not been spending it very efficiently. We see all kinds of mining camps over here. Zagaluke is pushed out across the map. I don't think Zagaluke knows about this gold right here. I don't think he scouted it. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. And there's even a gold here, which he's going to take from Tipe. Tipe has all the gold in the world. Gate finally coming up, so the Cavalier raids will end. But Tipe doing a lot better on gold than Zagaluke. Zagaluke has spent most of the gold on this map. Are Portuguese the new meta for Glendalough? If you don't mind the fact that they don't have many early game bonuses, these rams are working on the gate, but Tipe's cannons will flatten them. So the gate is damaged. The Cavalier are going to come in to try to snipe the rams. Tipe might be better off with keeps here. These are Japanese Cavalier, and so they are missing the final armor. And now that this area is free of Cavalier, Tipe can move his bombard cannons out, keep the rams off of his walls. He's building another tower here. Why am I not having fun, though? Tipe said, this is how the game was meant to be played. I agree, Tipe. Hopefully Zagaluke has some fun, right? But this is Tipe's strategy. This is his plan. When you sign up for a tournament with weird maps, you understand and accept that somebody might have some weird strategy that you don't like on their home map. That's just how it goes. Tipe says, I have fun for both of us then. So Zagaluke, he's about halfway done with this main wood line here. Let's see if he has not started on these trees yet. He's taking good gold everywhere though. Building outposts to try to find more gold piles. Has he found this one over here? Yes, he has. It's on his way out. He has not, to be fair though, he has not gotten relics. Zagaluke, there is a relic here that he could have gotten. There is a relic here. There is a relic here. So he has not been picking up relics, and there is a relic here. So if Zagaluke were picking up relics, he'd be a lot better off. It's kind of a mistake from Zagaluke, I feel. He's got himself a monk. Is Tipe opening the wall up, but then walling it, like walling in front of it? I don't know what that is exactly. Maybe that's to prevent the cannons from like trying to retreat back inside through the gate. Cavaliers are going to dive these cannons now. Bombard towers, a monk working on the Cavalier. I think it's Tipe's goal just to try to run Zagaluke out of gold. Zagaluke has 46 on gold. I'd like to see some trebuchets from Zagaluke. The Japanese trebuchets with Katapurutu. I think that means, what, they fire faster or something like that, and they pack faster. That could be really good for him. We got more rams coming. I understand the rams. There's lots of towers, there's lots of walls. Rams make sense. But Tipe's already shown he's got a good defense. And Tipe sending some cannons over here to disrupt Zagaluke's gold collection. Hey, John CZ3, hello and welcome. So Zagaluke building a very inefficient mining camp over here just so that Tipe can't destroy it. But now these villagers are in range of the cannons instead. And these villagers are getting cannonballs on their heads. Tipe now selling food for gold. I don't know if... Okay, here they are. So Portuguese do get guilds, and Tipe is getting it now so that he can get better value out of that. Zagaluke over here on the gold. And I think he's running out. Doesn't look like he's... Okay, he's found one over here. 150 on that one and 65 on that one, so this is almost out of gold. And he decided to give up on this because his villagers kept dying to cannon fire. But this one still has a decent amount of gold. At least about 1,000 left. So Zagaluke, I don't think he knows what to do. I've said this many times, but Tipe's just got a weird strategy and nobody knows how to play against it. some people may have an idea playing with Tipe in free-for-alls. So Tipe is getting siege engineers. This will improve the range of his bombard cannons, the range of all of his siege weapons really except rams, and it will improve the damage output of his siege weapons. So hopefully for Tipe, he can snag this relic. It's just outside of his gate. He wants to lure these Cavalier in, but Zagaluke is paying attention. He says, no thank you. I'm not going to send my Cavalier to their deaths under your bombard cannon, or your bombard tower fire. And Tipe deciding now is the time to build a bombard tower outside. So we'll see who loses more gold in this exchange. Tipe loses 450 gold in that exchange, and Zagaluke loses a couple Cavaliers. And Tipe definitely did not come out ahead in the gold exchange there. Zagaluke has 10.8k food, 5,000 wood, and 3.3k gold, and 1.5k stone. And it doesn't matter. He can't seem to kill Tipe. Okay, he is now thinking about relics. Picked up the relic that was over here. He's picking up this relic. He's got a lot of siege workshops over here now. So the plan... Okay, so the plan is going to be to attack Tipe maybe from both sides. There's a pretty big unwallable section over here. Unbuildable section. He's turtled in very well. I agree, JC. These knights are being healed up by the monks. Japanese get decent monks. And I think the play for Tipe is to leave a couple cannons here, assume that you won't be attacked on this side, and start pushing this side, because you know that you can build here. Now, where is Zagaluke's monastery? Zagaluke, if he's smart, has built his monastery somewhere inside of his base, pretty close. Monk is headed back this way. Here it is. So here's the monastery. I don't know that I agree with that monastery choice. I don't think that's a great place for a monastery. It's pretty close to Tipe. Tipe could get out somehow. Maybe Tipe flattens these trees and then builds some quick walls on either side. He could actually start making docks and actually take this pond. And this pond could be very important for Tipe, as Zagaluke has managed to save this castle. This pond could be very important for Tipe. There's no fish left in it, but it's strategic. Tipe could get some cannon galleons in here and start raining ruin on his opponent. This area is unbuildable. These shallows are obviously unbuildable. This is more buildable. So the avenue for attack is this right here. Zagaluke is got one ram, pretty much. One or two rams in each of these siege workshops. More towers coming down from Tipe. There are still a lot of resources left, though. Zagaluke has plenty more stone he can take. Cannon galleons and fire ships are roast things that run by. I agree. Zagaluke just calls the GG. He's just done. Tipe destroying a couple of siege workshops and Zagaluke not finding a way to kill Tipe. So he just calls it and says, I will kill Tipe the next game. Or at least hoping that he can. Well, it certainly wasn't over. I feel like that was a little bit of a tilted resignation from Zagaluke. He wasn't in any danger. But he just couldn't kill Tipe. I agree. I think it was early. So now we're 1-1, Zagaluke versus Tipe. What if Tipe comes back and wins the second game? Zagaluke might find himself wishing that he had stuck through. Alright, so with that we will go to Zagaluke's home map now. Let me step away real quick. It is Terra. Tipe is the Ethiopians, and Zagaluke is the Magyars. So we will load this up. I'll be right back, and then we'll start the game. See if Tipe can pull a reverse sweep here, or if Zagaluke will emerge victorious. Alright, I'm back, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Let's take a look at Terra. So, Ethiopians versus Magyars on Terra. What makes Terra so special? We'll begin. JC says, I'm not sure. I think Magyars will have the upper hand. Cav beat archers pretty much any day of the week except Sundays. So, Terra is named for the Hill of Terra. We've got some monks. Let's see if Tipe loses his scout to the monks. Aha, Tipe paying attention. So these monks have 9 range. They do not have Theocracy as intended, but they do have Redemption and Atonement. So they can convert other monks, and they can convert siege weapons. There's stone here in the center, and then the relics. Now on Terra, your gold is drained. You can see a gold drain at a rate equivalent to 3 relics, and that incentivizes players to go get the relics. Got a scout pushing out across the map for Zagaluke, so he wants to find Tipe. Know where Tipe is, and Tipe has already started house walling. Has a spearman out. It is an Empire War start. So that's why you start with a town. Zagaluke is up here. He is Magyars. He's built himself a stable. And scouts are already pushing out across the map. So Zagaluke showing that he is a scouts player. He likes his cavalry. He likes scouts. What can Tipe do about this? He does have spearmen stationed in different important locations. So he's just going to micro around it. Kill that spearman. Tipe has more spearmen on the way, though. He's got a villager coming to help, too. So let's take a look at these farms. They have 175 food, so I think that these do not have horse collar yet. Let's check. Oh, no, they do. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this one must have been his original farm or something. Or built beforehand. So Tipe quick walling those out. These villagers not so lucky, though. They have to flee. The Magyar free attack is very good for Zagaluke. Making Tipe work a lot, putting down these quick walls to keep Zagaluke out. This is what Zagaluke wants last game. Couldn't get in, couldn't do damage with the scouts, and didn't really want to fight Tipe, who was all boomed up and turtled and such. So this is his opportunity to have a fast game and get a fast win in. I think this is why he picked this map, why he picked this civ, and why he picked these units. The neutral monks don't have Theocracy. No, they were intended to, but the resource constants were changed at some point by Forgotten Empires, or not Forgotten Empires, but the development team. And I noticed it a few days ago and requested to make an update to support that obsolescence, and that request was denied. So, Theocracy means that if a group of monks converts a target, only one monk can rest, or has to rest afterward. So these scouts still looking for damage. Tipe's spearmen are on the way. This villager has to flee. Scouts are weak. Tipe's scout here just buying some time. Actually killing 2 scouts, which is not bad. Okay, he wants to kill a villager. He hasn't killed any yet so far. Tipe's spearmen are coming in. Tipe is going to lose a villager now. Another group of scouts here harassing Tipe. Okay, another villager for Tipe goes down. The kill to death is actually equal though. Zagaluke has lost 4 scouts and Tipe has lost probably 2 spearmen and 2 villagers. Why did they refuse it? They just didn't feel that the benefit of the change was worth the risk. Tipe has quite a few spearmen out. He is headed up to the castle age with 50 seconds left. Zagaluke has just reached the castle age. So probably knights from nope. Bodkin arrow from Zagaluke. So Zagaluke switching into Cav Archer. Well, this is really good for Tipe, because crossbowmen are very effective against cavalry archers if you have equal technologies. But Tipe has no crossbowmen at the moment. He has only spearmen, and spearmen are awful against cav archers. So, forward siege workshop, Tipe getting pikemen for free. This villager is going to go down for Zagaluke. And Zagaluke has a forward siege workshop here with mangonels, so Zagaluke really wants to end this. So I don't think this mangonel is going to be enough to take Tipe down. But Tipe does not know. I don't think Tipe knows. Oh no. Tipe, don't give up your villagers. Not like this. Tipe loses a villager to a conversion here.
Ready.
I don't think Tipe knows about this Cav Archer switch though. Okay, he does now. Tipe building 3 ranges at this point. So for that, he's going to need about 15 on gold if you incorporate the drain of resources from the relics. From not having any relics, I should say. A defensive castle coming up for Tipe in this location. So I'm not sure what the plan... I guess it makes sense. Tipe can't really get much further out on the map, and this castle will secure this side of his base. Tipe loses another villager to a conversion here. Each of the trees on this map has 350 wood in it apiece. But Tipe needs to be careful. This is the area that matters to him. This is where his gold is. He's got 2 golds up here. He does have 1 gold down here, though. Has to abandon this wood line. His pikemen are in on the scorpion. And there are a lot of cav archers here. I am not sure that Tipe can afford to make archers. Okay, he's making skirmishers, actually. Makes sense, because he doesn't really have the gold for anything else. But does he have the range upgrades for these skirmishers? He has fletching, and he has the first armor. He does not have bodkin yet. And now Tipe has negative gold. So he's been taken off of gold. So he is going to go on this gold down here. Let's get this lady out of here before she too falls to the cav archers. Tipe, according to this, has only lost 3 villagers. Now I think he's had. I think this is just to Zagaluke though. I think he's had a few villagers die to monk conversions. He's got Shotels. Interesting. So cav archers are in on Tipe's wood line. This is not going to be good. Tipe needs to get out of here. I feel that it was a mistake not to wall this off. You know that the cav archers are up here. You left your villagers over here. He didn't do anything to prevent these archers from getting over here and causing damage. So now Tipe has lost 10 villagers to Zagaluke, and he's lost a couple to the monks here. He's adding a second town center now. Zagaluke also adding a second town center. These Shotels will melt to cavalry archers. Like, this palisade gate is way too late. It's going to be denied and shot down by the cav archers. Cav archers are going to come in here, and now they can kill lots of stuff. Tipe looking to finish this town center. Cav archers taking damage from the town center. And the Shotels are in pursuit. Tipe building a panic castle on this location. I don't know how he got the res for this castle. I must have missed it. I don't think he was on stone here. Maybe he was on stone somewhere else. Maybe that's what was here. Tipe has 41 villagers, no military, to Zagaluke's 33 military, and 61 villagers. This castle is getting some free value though on these archers, killing archers that probably shouldn't be dying like that. But all of Tipe's minerals have been denied. He's at negative 69 gold, counting. Neither player has made an attempt at the relics so far. Tipe tried building a monastery, and the villager that built it was converted and then shot by his castle. So it looks like Zagaluke is gonna lose a cavalry archer. That's funny. Zagaluke continuing to harass Tipe. Tipe can't take gold anywhere. He is on 3 town centers now. Tipe making another monk. Tipe wants these relics, but these monks in the middle are not going to allow it. Needs a much bigger investment than that. Villager goes down. Tipe is losing villagers left and right. He's at less than 40 now. Zagaluke getting coinage for whatever reason. I don't know why Zagaluke is getting coinage. Coinage makes tributing easier. But the thing is, why would you want to send your opponent resources? The teams are locked anyway. Tipe calls the GG. GG, unfortunate that the game was so quick, but I think that was Zagaluke's design. I think the second game could have well lasted more than 21 additional minutes. So, with that, we say farewell to Tipe, a fellow clanmate. It's always a bummer to see your clanmate eliminated from competition, but this was a pretty big elo gap here. Oh, looks like Zagaluke has lost 1, 2, 3, 4 cav archers to these monks, which is pretty funny. But Tipe just too far behind in this game. The Magyar snowball is real. And I don't know that these castles really got him anything in the long run. I could see why he built it. He wanted to try to maybe protect this monastery and fill the monastery with relics, but he just didn't have the map control to be taking those relics. Would have been better off building castles that secured economy and made safe resource piles. So, congratulations to Zagaluke. He will move on to the quarterfinals of the Silver Division. And we'll be watching him, see what else he can do. He's the #1 seed here, so good luck to him. He certainly knows his scouts. And if you know scouts and you've got a lot of open maps, then you'll go far. I don't understand. I don't know what the show tells are for. Does anybody in chat have any idea what the show tells were for? At that point, Zagaluke had siege and he had cav archers on the field, which shotels are bad against both of those. Maybe Tipe was going to kill the monks with the shotels. I don't know. I'll have to ask him sometime. But it's been a pleasure watching both of these players compete. Farewell, Tipe. And good luck, Zagaluke, in the next round.